ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look at some examples. So these are all on your notes on your student example sheets that I gave you. They're on Classroom. So go ahead and take a look at number one. What we're going to do for the following right triangle, we're going to find the missing indicated quantity. In other words, in this case, x. Round your answer to the nearest 10, if appropriate. Please show the trigonometric ratio used along with your answer. Okay, so I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. So here's what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and try to figure out what that value of x is. Now, we have a 68-degree angle, and that will be our reference angle. Okay, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put this in black here. This is our reference angle right here, this angle. All right. So, with that being said, what we first do, ladies and gents, is go ahead and figure out which side you're given with respect to that 68-degree angle. Are we given the hypotenuse? Are we given the adjacent side? Are we given the opposite side? All right. So if we take a look, that 14 is opposite the right angle, so that right there is the hypotenuse. And what I would do is, on every problem you do, don't write your book, maybe make a quick sketches on your paper, label that side as to if it's opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse. Now the side we need to find, ladies and gentlemen, does not touch that 60-degree reference angle. It is actually opposite of it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to label that side, if it's opposite, if it doesn't touch it, adjacent, you touch, this is the opposite. I'm going to put opposite here. Okay? And I'm going to put hypotenuse. I'm going to abbreviate that like that. Now, what about the adjacent side, or remaining side over here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, as for this problem, we're not asked to find it, and we are also, aren't given its value, so we really don't need it. So then all it does is you just got to go back and say, okay, which trig ratio relates the opposite side of the hypotenuse? And that's where you go right down, so, TOA. Now, which one relates opposite to hypotenuse? Well, if you take a look right here, there's your opposite to hypotenuse. And the letter out in front of it would tell you that that's sine. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to end up using the sine ratio. So basically what that sine trig ratio was this: sine of your angle theta, or you can use whatever it was, equal to opposite side over hypotenuse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to go ahead and figure out then, plug everything in that we know. So in other words, narrow this down a little bit. In other words, we have sine, well, I do know the angle. The angle is 68 degrees. Sine of 68 degrees is equal to the opposite side. Well, I've got this is labeled as the opposite side. That's why it's always good to label that. So that goes in the numerator of your fraction. Okay? And then the hypotenuse. Well, I have this labeled as a hypotenuse. Again, that's easy. That's why you always want to label these sides either adjacent, opposite, or hypotenuse, depending on what they always expect in this angle. So that's 14. So now all we need to do is solve that, ladies and gentlemen, for x. Well, I know what you're saying to yourself. Well, how do we do that? How do I solve that for x? Well, remember, back last semester we talked about how to solve a proportion. You're saying, how's this a proportion? Well, if I put this over 1, ladies and gentlemen, all I need to do is go ahead and cross multiply and solve that proportion. So in other words, I need to take 1 times x, and I need to take 14 times the sine of 68. So I'm going to write that down here. Okay? I'm going to take 1 times x, and then I'm going to set that equal to 14 times the sine of 68 degrees. Okay? Now, you don't want to put the 14, a lot of times 14 is like, if it's like it's 14y, we would put the 14 up front. Just so you don't accidentally multiply the degree here by 14, you don't want to put the 14 at the end, you don't want to write your 14 first. So what's 1 times x is x. Now, the one thing is, we've got to figure out what this is. I don't know what 14 times the sine of 68 degrees is. Well, we can go ahead and use your calculator. Okay? Now, you have to go through something with you first here. Okay? Your calculator.
our angles are given in degrees, so you got to make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Now, if you have one, if you've been using one of mine or seen one similar to it, I'm going to see if I can do this without getting a glare. If I turn it on, you'll notice that right up at the top, it says DEG. That means you're in degree mode. Your angles are read as degrees. Now, if that reads something else like RAD or GRA, radians or gradients, then you need to go to the mode button on your calculator, right here under the quit function, and you'll notice right along the top, we are in degree mode. These are other ways to measure angles that will give you a wrong answer if you're in these modes. So let's say, for instance, if we were in radian mode, now you see how it switched up here to radian. We don't want to be in that mode. All you need to do is go to mode, and then highlight degrees, hit enter, and make sure it changes up there and it's in degree mode, and then quit out of it. Now you're in degree mode no matter what you do. If you have an older calculator, if you turn it on, right there, this is already in degree mode. So we're good. Now, if it wasn't, there should be a DRG button somewhere on your calculator. Okay? And if you hit that, it changes it to different types of ways to read an angle. So degree, radian, gradient. We want to be in degree. And if you do that, you're good to go. Now, if you don't have a calculator at home, you can also use, there should be a calculator on your Chromebook. Okay? Or you can go online and get a calculator. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you do that, I'll just hit my calculator button. Pops up right here. And then you notice here's your trig functions, and if you hit that, we're not going to hit them yet, but there's your sine, cosine, and tangent. But again, you want to make sure you're in the right mode. Notice right here it says DEG. If I hit that, it goes to radians or gradients. We want to be in degree mode. So again, you can, and if you don't have one on your Chromebook, you can just type in calculator, and I'm sure you can go to a website they'll have. Okay? So, ladies and gents, if we go back to this, I need to take 14 times the sine of 68 degrees. So if I go to my calculator, and it depends on whichever one you're using, okay, if I use one of mine, a newer one where it has a readout on the top, you just take 14 times, and then right here are your trig functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, sine, cosine, tangent. We wanted the sine, if I remember right, we wanted the sine of 68 degrees, if I remember right. Okay, I can't seem to find my paper. So we want the sine of 68 degrees. So what I'll do is, I'll put in sine, put that, and then type in 68. We're already in degree mode. In your parentheses, you hit enter. 12.98. Okay. All right. Now, if you're in an older calculator, or maybe your online calculator, you actually have to type in the angle first. So you have to type in 68 degrees, and again, we're in degree mode. So, and then you have to hit sine. Now, my trig functions are right here, sine, cosine, and tangent, as you'll see. So I hit sine, and that's the ratio in any right triangle of the opposite side to the hypotenuse. Okay? And then you take that times your 14. And you get the same thing, 12.98. So if I go back to if I go back here, ladies and gents, we'll find that the ratio of the opposite side, or excuse me, I'm sorry, we'll find that the sine of 68 degrees times 14 is, ladies and gentlemen, 12.98, yada, yada, yada. Now it says go to the nearest 10. So that means we want to go to this. Well, this 8 right here is going to change this and round it up to 10, and that's going to carry a 1 over there. So in essence, that side is approximately equal to 13.0 units. Now, there's no, ladies and gentlemen, there's no units here. Otherwise, if it's feet, inches, or whatever, you would give that as your unit. But now, this should make sense.
14 should be the longest side of that triangle, the hypotenuse. We found this to be 13, which is probably right unless you made a miscalculation. Where we end up with problems is if this opposite side or the adjacent side is larger than the hypotenuse, which can't happen. So this is 13, so we're probably pretty good to go over and make a calculation here. So basically, what it involves in trig problems is you label the size of your triangle, opposite adjacent hypotenuse, depending on what your angle is. You then figure out which trig function you need to use, sine, cosine, or tangent, using SOHCAHTOA as a guide, plug in your values, and then cross multiply and solve that proportion. And that's really all there is to trig, to doing trig functions in the right triangle. Okay? So, let's go through, we got a couple more examples. This one went a little long because I was explaining, but ladies and gentlemen, the next few should go by pretty quick. Okay? All right, we'll see you in the next video.